Rundown.
Hey everybody, how's it going? John Anthony, Chair Shot Sports, SportCoin affiliate, as always, powered by Zoa Energy. Thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, it's been a heck of a weekend with WrestleMania, and it doesn't stop anytime soon. We are here for the Raw after WrestleMania, joined by obviously the usual co-hosts of my co-host on Wednesday nights and Mondays and Fridays as well. Jesse B, Princess Skywalker. Jesse, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Awesome stuff. And you might notice Mike over here from the Run-In podcast every Thursday at 8 o'clock with Sped Rock also on our station. Mike, how you doing?
That sounds like a clickbait question, and I won't be answering it.
I was waiting for somebody to do it. Okay, great. So, but it is the Raw after WrestleMania, so I do have to go a little bit out. I gotta make some calls. I gotta pull in some big guns. Wrestler interview extraordinaire, Mona, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining the Raw Rundown. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to talk wrestling.
Awesome. I hope you're doing okay after last night's events, and we're going to have some feelings. We're going to talk about it, and that's what this is here for, so get excited. So, obviously, we recap WrestleMania. We do a night 1 and 2 recap going into that, and here comes the 17-time WWE champion John Cena comes down to the ring with more pyros than Cody Rhodes, it looks like. Apparently, I don't know if he's going to do this every time he comes out with that title, but damn. Like, wow. Cena goes on an entire rant talking about how he's going to take this from them. Crowd doesn't deserve it. You guys, no one deserves this. Anything. I do exactly what I said to do. You have this many days left. I'm taking it from you, and you guys can figure out what you're going to do without this championship. It was probably the time he said ruthless aggression that I didn't immediately think Randy Orton, but I definitely thought it was like, okay, this is definitely someone from the past that's going to jump out here and do something. Once Randy popped up behind him, I was like, oh. And then obviously Cena giving a shit and getting an RKO is amazing. I'm here for that. I can't throw enough money at my TV screen to see John Cena and Randy Orton. I said it the other day when we were talking about our results, this is why him being champion makes a lot of sense, because now we're running this back, putting bows on things where John is now the heel and all these other folks are going to be faces. So excited to see Randy and Cena lock up in a ring. Those guys are awesome together. As far as the promo, Randy dropping Cena with an RKO. Thoughts? What are your expectations going into Backlash? Mike, I'll start with you.
I mean, it's going to be awesome. It's Randy Orton and John Cena. How can it not be great? As far as the promo itself, I thought it did exactly what it needed to do. Again, he said kind of what I said last night. He's been telling us for weeks he's going to ruin wrestling. He's going to ruin our times as fans, and he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do the entire time. So, I mean, again, he hadn't told a lie yet that he's going to do. He's said exactly what he wanted, what he was going to do, and he's followed through so far. So.
Awesome.
Like it or not.
Well, I was going to say, we talked about it. It's one of those things where like everyone's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe." No, John's doing exactly what he said he's going to do in all these promos. Mona, I know this hits a little deep. If everyone doesn't know this, obviously, huge Cody, all over for Cody Rhodes. Much appreciated for that. I know last night was tough for you. I saw it on your Twitter. Your thoughts on this? Let me go a little bit deeper with you as far as talking. Like seeing Cody take the L last night at Mania. Some thoughts about that and kind of where Cody goes from there, and what are your thoughts as far as John Cena being a 17-time champion moving forward in 2025?
My thoughts were, I feel like if John Cena didn't announce his farewell tour, Cody would still be champion after WrestleMania, no matter who his opponent was aside from John Cena. But because he came back and it was after Cody already became champion, it only made sense for him to face Cody versus Gunther, for instance. But I just think I was more emotional about the fact that they allowed him to not only beat Cody, but the way that he beat Cody with Travis Scott kind of was more disappointing. I mean, obviously, I'm a big John Cena fan. I grew up watching him, and I'm very happy he got his 17th and beat Ric Flair. But I just think the way that the storyline kind of played out towards the end yesterday was the bigger disappointment for me. So where Cody goes from here, I think he's going to come and he's going to announce a hiatus, which I think is good for him to bring the fans back to him because now they're booing him. So it's probably good for him to just go away for a little while, revisit the situation because now Randy's gotten pulled into this story, and I don't see Cody fitting into it right now. So I believe after Backlash, he would return.
I like that. And you bring up a good point, too. It's funny you bring up the booing of Cody Rhodes. I do agree. And whatever you don't like about John Cena, if nobody likes what is going on, there's one thing John said, and it really resonated. The fact that you cheer this man, do we put him on his shoulders to finish the story? And now you have the gall, the audacity to boo this man. After, like, what are we doing? Like, it was funny that I think, no, you're right, though. Cody needs to kind of take a little reset, take a minute, spend some time home. And then come back, and I think it's a weird time right now. I don't you know what it is? I don't think people know what to think or how to act with John. Someone to boo him, but like you said, I've been watching him since day one. I was with the whole, Thugonomics, the whole thing. Yeah. It's like you want to boo him, but like you want to cheer him though. Like you're like, oh man, to get this belt. So Cody's in a weird space, and I think it needs to figure itself out, and I hope it does. Because I love to see Cody chasing, and I love to see John as champion. But this form of John is definitely nothing we expected a little while ago when he announced the farewell tour. Jesse, what are your thoughts as far as what happened last night with John, and then going into the promo now and with Randy Orton involved in the storyline?
Yeah, I definitely can agree that I didn't like the way that the finish went down last night. I didn't like the whole Travis Scott angle. I wish that if Cena was going to win, he would have just done it on his own. But I love seeing Cena as champion. I'm glad that he took Ric Flair's spot as 17th and beat Ric Flair because I can't stand Ric Flair. So that's awesome to see that. But I loved the segment tonight. The promo wasn't exactly the greatest promo. John Cena's been struggling with this heel thing and doing these promos. He just sounds like a bitter girlfriend. And this coming from a giant John Cena fan. I mean, I've been a fan of his since, like you said, the Doctor of Thugonomics days. So I haven't been feeling his promos as a heel. But I absolutely love Randy Orton attacking him at the end of that and him showing up. The shit that came out, that was fucking hilarious. I loved that part. Just to have the wherewithal to get that out before the RKO was just fantastic. I am 100% here for heel Cena versus babyface Randy Orton because it's a total polar opposite of what we've seen in the past. Mm-hmm. So it's really going to be a great contrast from what we're used to seeing with the two of them. But I'm here for it. Like you said before, take all of my money. Ever since John Cena came back and announced the farewell tour, this is the one feud that I've been wanting to see, and I've been wanting to run it back. So the fact that they're doing it first is phenomenal.
I agree with a lot of that. And as far as the bitter girlfriend thing, I think that's kind of what he's going for. Keeps talking about the toxic relationship. This isn't okay. You came home in a good mood. Doesn't mean I'm going to change how I feel about anything. John just kind of doing what he needs to do, just kind of staying the course. Going to these feuds with the baby faces is going to be good. And Mona, this too. Cody does not want to be a heel. He said it before. He doesn't want to be a true heel. But I do like Cody with an edge. I like him with a little ruggedness. I like him with a little crack in the armor. Like still him, but just that little. I think that's what he's going to come back with after. I think you're right too. He's going to go away for a little bit and come back and just you're like, oh, Cody, but he's going to do the thing that John said he's not going to be able to do, that he wasn't able to do on Sunday. He's probably going to be able to do this, whatever pay-per-view it is, maybe SummerSlam, whatever it is, and get that belt back. But I hope Cody comes back with a little more ruggedness to him, but still being the Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare that we love. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. I think we're set up for a nice 6 to 8 months, man. I'm excited. So excited. Yeah. It's going to be fun. Moving on, we get Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez getting their rematch against Becky, Lyra, 2 belts for the Women's WWE Tag Team Championships. Great match. Awesome match. Everything slapped. They did great. I think it was almost a better match than last night. Great match. Things happen. Becky gets knocked down. Raquel gets into Becky. 1, 2, 3. Liv gets a win. Liv and Raquel get back 4-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, I should say. They walk out. They're cool. Becky, not cool with that. Almost heel turn Becky on Lyra, beating the hell out of her. 3 man slams in the middle of the ring tonight. Yeah, I mean, Lyra's a baby. Leave that girl alone, man. Damn. 3 of them. But Becky turning heel here. I mean, obviously, I think this is. I said it last night on the WrestleMania post show. I think a Becky and Bayley thing is going down, going back to the 4 horsewomen, things like that. Becky saying you took my spot. This is what you did to Lyra. Your thoughts on as far as Liv and Raquel getting the belts back, and the actions of Becky. Mona, I'll start with you.
I'm glad they got it back because I was thinking about it last night when they dropped their belts. I said, what do you do with Liv and Raquel now? What are you going to do with them? Because what storyline are you going to squeeze each one of them in? Are they going to stay together? Are they going to separate? The match definitely was better tonight than it was yesterday. But I do believe, like, in order to keep Raquel and Liv elevated, you got to keep those belts on them. And they knew they needed to switch Becky up because she came back, and she came back obviously babyface. I don't know if her and Seth are just having trouble at home and they're used to fighting because now they're both heels. But
that's what I was thinking. Go back to the same.
What's going on there? But
yep.
I here's the thing, and I say this so many times. Everybody keeps talking about how they're sick of the same old story or sick of the same old things. And you're finally getting different sides of people. John Cena, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch. So it's like, if you want to keep the fans entertained, you got to start getting that shock value back into these fans. And Becky Lynch was definitely one of them.
I agree. You couldn't have said that more perfectly. I feel like you want different, you get different, and then you complain about the different. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you're getting what you want, and then you don't like it. Like, this is what you need to do. Like, said so perfectly. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate it. Mike, your thoughts?
On the match itself and everything else, I don't really have anything to add from what Mona said. Like you said, she explained everything pretty perfectly. The one thing I did catch that she didn't mention is they actually gave a name to what Bayley's injury is supposed to be. I know we've heard over the past 24 to 48 hours that Bayley wasn't really hurt. This was an angle and all that. And if you notice on commentary, they actually said it was a shoulder issue. So they've actually given a name to it. I don't know if it's, still there. I don't know if that makes it real but just the fact that they added that other detail in, and other than just to say it was just an injury, makes me think maybe she's actually hurt. Maybe something's actually happened and she's going to be out for a little while, and they've had to pivot a little bit. But I thought that was interesting to it, that they actually gave it a name. They gave it, what was wrong with her, something like that, instead of just saying she was taken out, she was injured, to where maybe she comes back next week and then you progress that story a little bit. So, I mean, other than what Mona perfectly said, that's the only thing I would add to it is just that interesting angle they gave that.
I saw that too. When he said that, I went, oh, so there is an injury. Okay, so that makes kind of sense. Maybe it's something when she comes back, she kind of plays on the shoulder. But again, I agree with that. Maybe it is something that's down the road. They had to pivot a little bit, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure the next week or two will kind of tell that a little bit. I'm sure Becky will have a nice promo next week, talk about her actions and moving forward. Jesse, your thoughts on the match and the outcome as far as Becky turning on Lyra?
The match was good. I wish they would have done this last night instead of waiting until tonight, and just kept the belts on Raquel and Liv if they were going to just give them back to them the next night. I get they needed the feel-good moment for Becky coming back, but I hate when they do things like that. They lose the title, and then the next night they get it back. It just seems pointless to me. They could have done this angle last night and still gotten it over, even under a bigger audience. So, but it was a good match. I half expected Becky to turn, though, once she was kind of standing over Lyra. The way she was looking at her, I kind of saw it in her eyes and saw it coming. So I'm here for heel Becky. It's definitely something nice. It's something different. It's nice to see that instead of just babyface Becky all the time.
Out of the two, between heel and face, I think Becky is an amazing heel. She does a great job of being a heel. I love to see it. So when that happened, I went, okay, I can get behind this. I like it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as far as next week, the week after, and if Bayley does come back and kind of interject yourself into this. So that'll be interesting to see down the road. Then the New Day comes out, your new Raw Tag Team Champions on the men's side. They come down, cut an amazing promo. Thank God for the New Day. Alpha Academy comes out and like, oh, wait. The Minutemen? Do the Minutemen want a match? Do the Minutemen want to come up one-on-one with the Alpha Academy? They're getting set to go. 1, 2, lights go out. I think we all expected this to happen tonight. Rusev has made his return to WWE during this match. Cleans house. So the man looked amazing. Awesome to see him back. I'm very, very excited to see what they do with him creatively with Paul at the helm, Triple H at the helm of creative, and to see how they treat him. I would love to see like kind of like a mesh of the Rusev Redeemer stuff that he did in AEW, kind of a hybrid of that. But I'm excited. So your thoughts on the Rusev return tonight during the tag team match? Mike, I'll start with you.
I'm just glad to see Rusev back on TV. I've missed Rusev. He was one of my favorites there. He got a great pop. The Rusev Day chants just brought back great memories. It was interesting that the way they did it, I guess kind of what we talked about with the last segment, how they had the New Day come out, then Alpha Academy, and then he just came out after teasing that match. It seems like a little more than could have been done or should have been done just to get that out there. But I mean, it's WrestleMania season, the Raw for WrestleMania, so you gotta have some pops everywhere else. You wanted to bring the New Day out too, but I mean, I'm just glad to see Rusev back.
I agree with that. So nice to see him back. He looks in amazing shape. I just really hope the character is really done well this time around. Moni, your thoughts?
It was very weird for me to see Rusev come out at that segment or during the match that was about to start. One, I think Tozawa deserves a little bit more out there. I think he does really well with the crowd. The crowd loves him. The only thing that made me think of why Rusev came out during that time was, are they setting up for Rusev, Otis, Lana, for everybody to fight there, maybe the Alpha, and I just feel like that would be that angle, because I just didn't get him coming out just before that match and just beating up New Day ran, and then you got Otis and Tozawa getting beat up. So I was like, is it going to be a lot of Maxine, Rusev, Otis type of thing, and Tozawa just kind of being funny in between, kind of like a Carlito type of thing? So I like he looks good. He looks really good. Lana signed, we know that. So I think that angle is what they're trying to take. I could be wrong, but that's the only thing that makes sense to me on why he came out during that particular match that was about to start.
No, I thought the same thing too, because I was like, this is really weird. Like, what? It's a tag match. Why you just come out by yourself? What are you doing? But then CJ is out here tweeting about him, very excited with his debut right after he came out. I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of see what the angle we're going here, but I was like, it made a little to no sense at the start. But yeah, like I said, definitely excited to see him back, which is kind of a peculiar way to get him back on. Jesse, your thoughts on the match and Rusev returning?
Yeah, I have to definitely agree with everybody that it was an odd placement to have Rusev come out. And Mona, that's a good idea. If that's the way that they're setting it up, that would be one way to make it make sense. But I'd love to see Rusev back. I'm glad he's back. He's getting TV time, but it was a weird placement. It was just weird. They're teasing a tag match, and then he comes out, and you're just like, okay, what does this have to do with anything? What is one of these things?
Hello?
The other.
What are you doing?
So I was confused, but all in all, it's good to see Rusev out there, being dominant, but I hope they do it right this time. Like you said, John, they have to do it right. They have to do right by Rusev. They can't go doing these stupid ass angles that they were doing with him the first time around, especially the Bobby Lashley angle. They can't be doing stuff like that again. So they have to do him right this time, or what was the point in bringing him back?
My only thing is, I don't want to go back. I know it became a comedic thing at the end. I'm down for Rusev Day. I know it's a merch thing. I know it's cool, but just it almost is like a comedic thing, and I don't want him to be at that level. He's going to be a crusher, and just be like a dominant force, just kill everybody. I get the Rusev Day chants are not going to stop. It's kind of what he's known for in WWE when he left on his way out. But he needs to just be like embrace it somehow or something. Say it, but just don't go like full comedic stuff with that. Brian has a good point as far as the angle, like Mona was talking about. That is true, but like, why didn't he touch the New Day then? Like, why did the new? He should have got his hands on at least like Kofi, one of them, done something. The tag match makes sense. I like that. But yeah, I'm excited to see him back. I really just hope he's able to be the dominant force that he can be and should be in WWE. So let me get a backstage promo. Judgment Day are in the clubhouse. Everyone's celebrating Dom. Here comes Finn, kind of just staring him down. He's like, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Cool, man. Awesome. So they're all on the same page, moving into the defense against Penta down the road. And then we get Io Sky coming out, kind of getting her flowers, talking about winning the World Women's Championship in the triple threat last night at Mania. Stephanie Vaquer, I apologize, comes out, wants a piece of her. Those guys get at it. Those girls get at it. Roxanne, Julia, Rhea, everybody's getting involved in this match. I feel like NXT was like, you know what, you just take all of them. Go ahead, you can have them. It's fine. They're ready to go. A lot of faces came out tonight. Great to see Stephanie on Raw. Amazing. I think she's more so ready than a lot of other people down there. Nothing against Jordan Grace or any of the other ones, but great to see Stephanie on Raw. Obviously, Roxanne, it's time for her to come up too. And when Julia came out, I was like, oh, Julia turning heel here. Like, no doubt going with Roxanne. Yeah, I was excited to see it. The whole segment was great. Your thoughts as far as the match and then all the women coming out as well. Jesse, I'll start with you.
The match was a banger. I mean, that match was absolutely fantastic. Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky put on a clinic. I mean, that match was phenomenal. I would have loved to have seen it continue rather than it getting broken up by Roxanne and Julia, just because it was such a good match. But it was a good way to bring them in for sure, if that's what they're doing and calling them up to Raw. It was a nice introduction. Julia looked stacked coming in. She looked absolutely fucking phenomenal. Stephanie looked strong. It definitely, by doing the disqualification, it kept both champions looking good too.
Yep.
Because Stephanie didn't take a pin and neither did Io. So that was a good thing. Because it didn't make anybody look weak in the segment. So, and then Rhea coming out was an interesting choice. So if we're going to see Rhea versus Julia, that's a match that I definitely would want to see. Two very different styles, but it would be a good match.
No, I agree. Those two getting their hands on each other would be an amazing match. Even with the clashing styles, they would be great to see going bell to bell. Mona, your thoughts on the match, the entire segment in general?
Yeah, Jesse definitely hit a lot on it. It was an amazing match. Even the crowd just like fight forever. All those women are powerhouses in that ring, and it's nice to see a lot come up from NXT. Obviously Stephanie's champ. I'd like to see her, see her reign down in NXT, but she's been ready, for a long time to come up. So I like it. I'd like to see what happens. I feel like you'll never get bored with all those women that came out, and you can go in so many different directions. And I hope Triple H, utilizes it and extends it as far as he can, because you don't have two women just going at it. You had like 5. So I definitely like to see how it goes down. I do see the fact that they kind of all, like, Roxanne beat up somebody and then Julia beat up someone. It's like, are they all gonna like do some sort of master clash of NXT and main roster superstars on there? I don't know where they're going with it. I think it was just put on a show, and also give a little like juice to the NXT roster, like, hey, you guys got it, go up there and just mess around with people on the Raw brand. But Jesse pretty much hit it. It was great. They have a lot of different angles they can go with this, and I hope Triple H utilizes them each the right way.
I feel like anytime that kind of thing happens where the NXT folks come up, I feel like it's something where Sean and Paul have a conversation. They already have a plan, like you're saying. Like, Paul knows what he's going to do. He's like, okay, this is what we're going to do down the road with these guys. And again, a lot of juice NXT. Obviously, tomorrow night's a big night for them after Mania. A lot of stuff happened to Stand and Deliver. So it's always good to get that interest peak. Really, ooh, what's going on in the women's division as well, as far as the men's too. So I think it was good as well. So exciting to see. Mike, your thoughts?
A lot of what they said. I mean, you set up so many different matches that could happen in the future. I could watch any two of those 5 women go 1-on-1 and have a whole 6 months worth of programs of those matches and be entertaining because they're all really great. And kind of like you said, I'm really cool. It's really cool that they showed a lot of NXT, especially what's happening tomorrow night, because during the tag match earlier, they showed Gigi and Tatum in the crowd too to promote the tag team title match for tomorrow night. So they're really trying to prop up NXT for tomorrow night just to get that promo there. But I mean, if you're going to give me Rhea and Roxy, Rhea and Julia, or Rhea and Stephanie Vaquer, I mentioned a few months ago, that's kind of a dream match for me that I would love to see is Rhea and Stephanie Vaquer go at it, just because I think their styles would mesh really well together. Kind of like you guys said with that first first match, you can take all my money. I'll pay to see that all the time, anytime, every day. It's amazing the future of the women's division in all aspects in WWE and really all wrestling, but especially what we saw tonight.
I think at the end of the day, we're all throwing our money at the TVs, whether it's the men, the women, whatever it is. But there's a lot of matches that can go down, man, the next 6 to 8 months. So exciting, man. Wrestling, it's such a good time to be a wrestling fan, man. I love it. So then we go into Jey Uso making his triumphant run or return to an arena as the World Heavyweight Champion. Awesome segment, man. Awesome segment. Really just kind of letting him go out there, drink it in, enjoy it. Sammy comes down, kind of, again, gives him his flowers. I knew you could do it. You deserve that. Jimmy comes down, just hugging everybody. I can't be the only one that has something wrong in my head that thought one of them was going to turn. I know I can't be, right? Did someone else?
They definitely played into it, too.
Okay, thank you. I was going to say, please
Yeah.
don't. Sammy's like standing behind Jay when he's on the top rope. I'm like, here it comes. Here it comes.
Mhm.
Ah, no, that wasn't that. I'm like, wait.
I was waiting for a haluva kick.
Yeah, something. And then Jimmy comes down like, oh, it's going to be Jimmy on Jay. No, come on, brother on brother again. Here we go. Nothing. And I'm like, the segment was over, and I went, there's something wrong with me. I shouldn't have even assumed that in the first place.
I totally did myself too.
And I don't necessarily think it was you. You had been we had all been programmed up to that point. Like every single segment, you had Randy Orton in the first one, you had Roxanne and Julia, you had Rusev. Yep. Like there had been run-ins and turns and stuff like that in every single segment. So you had kind of been programmed at that point to think that was what was about to happen because it had happened every other segment of the night. And then this was the one that go, no, gotcha.
If it does happen, if it is going to be a Sammy J thing, I don't know if that's going to be the first person he faces, but it's just like, I feel like tonight was the night where like, listen, let Jay go out there. This was literally a night to give Jay his flowers, and he totally deserves it. 110%, man. I give it all up to him. So I think this is the night where let's celebrate. And then next week, we turn it. We turn the page, and now here we go. This is where the story goes. But it was good to see, man. It was awesome. You could see Jay wears on his sleeve, and I love that about him. He's very emotional. You can see when he's feeling it, and it was a big moment for him. So I'm very happy for that to happen to him. So it was good for him. I liked it. But even when he got down to the ramp, even when he got down to the pot, Sammy was out of the picture. It was him and Jimmy. Like, and then he came back behind him. Simon is not again. Damn it. But it was awesome to see Jay get his flowers. An awesome moment. Good for him being the new World Heavyweight Champion. AJ Styles in the back. Well, they do the Logan thing. Go to AJ. Talking about, I'm going to take an L. I'm going to move forward. And here comes Karrion. Now, before we get into that, the Karrion shoot promo from yesterday. Holy shit. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
His wife, we don't know what's planned. Everything. Scarlett didn't even know what the hell to do. There was like 3 times she's like, shut up. What are you doing? Stop it. Like she even tweeted out, whatever happens. It was a good run. It's cool. Before we get into this, as far as the promo between AJ and Karrion, what are your thoughts on the Karrion promo, on the shoot promo yesterday? Mona, I'll start with you.
Oh, I don't think his wife knew that he was going to go off the rails.
No.
There was no, because I was watching and she's just like, stop. And I'm just like, oh, I don't think. And I think he's fed up, and I think he has every right to be fed up because he is a powerhouse. He's a beast in that ring, and he was doing so well. He had so much momentum. And then all of a sudden, it's like he kind of got brushed under the rug. And I'm glad to see him coming out during WrestleMania, having his little, oh, you're not going to give Logan Paul brass knuckles. No, it's not happening. And I think he's finally, all that buildup is finally coming out, and he's not only he's making it a work, but he's not making it a work. Like, he's actually telling you his emotions, but he's also in character at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's indirectly sending a message to Triple H, like, hey, I'm frustrated. So you're putting me in this character to be a heel, but I'm going to give you a real heel without really making it look like I'm being an a-hole in the company. So I honestly think his real raw emotions were coming out, and I don't think his wife was prepared for him to do that because she's worried Triple H would be upset. But that was his only way to get the point across. So I liked it.
I agree. She didn't know. Sam Roberts literally was just like, "Oh, no, nope, I'm not in this screen. Nope, I'm not going to be in the feed when this goes down." But yeah, no, I agree with everything you just said. It's like, I'm going to be a heel. You want it? I got something for you though. Here we go. This is what I got. And you talked about that as far as ideas and things like that. They don't like that. You don't like how far I'm going to go. I'm going to push the envelope. Yeah. Mike, your thoughts?
Yeah, I can definitely see where he blurred the lines. I do think it was more of a work thing that kind of had some real emotion behind it, kind of what Mona said. I think if it was more of a shoot promo, I don't think he would have called AJ Allen, just because out of respect for AJ the person, not necessarily because that's not where his frustration is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what tells me that it was more of a work promo overall, but there was definitely probably some real frustration. You go back to like the Miz promo on the SmackDown show after Daniel Bryan, where he gives that impassioned promo, stuff like that is very, very much a work, but it's right there. Has a lot of real feelings underneath it. So yeah. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you and I have talked. I'm Karrion Kross is one of my favorites. With KO being out, he's probably my favorite right now. With KO being out,
so long.
But I love it, man. I want to see more of it, and if it gets Karrion Kross on my screen more, and especially if it gets Killer Kross on my screen a little bit more, I am here for that.
And I think that's probably the one thing that alluded to that. As again, we'll get back to the promo when he, like, AJ was like, deal with it, man, and he's like, maybe I will. He's just like, oh, here we go. This is going to set it forward. The pieces are going in motion down the road for the next couple of weeks. Jesse, your thoughts as far as the shoe promo and what happened with him and AJ tonight on Raw?
The promo was raw. I mean, work or shoot. That shit was real. I mean, everything he said was real. It's a tell me when I'm telling lies kind of promo that he did there, because everything he said was on point. I mean, they've been pushing him back. They've been holding him back. They're not letting him do anything except for lurk around in the back with a couple of lines here or there. He's wrestled like 3 times in the last year. It's just, what are they doing? Like, what are they doing with him? They need to push him. They need to give him the push that he deserves. The fans are behind him. Everybody's behind him. Why aren't they? I just don't get it.
I did appreciate in the back when New Day was walking by and Karrion just had the look of like a proud father who was so happy. And if everyone watches the product, what he did with Xavier, and you're like, oh, he's like, yeah, see, told you, see what happens? Yeah, well, look at you, look at you two. Who'd have thought? Look at you, us here, sitting here, look at you, like very, very happy. So then we have that promo. Karrion obviously is like, oh, maybe I will take care of what I want to do. Maybe I will find my feelings. And that's probably going to be a huge, huge thing down the road for the next couple of weeks. We come back from commercial, and I'm expecting, okay, we're going to go to Dom and Penta. Gunther is in is in front of the announce table, giving the business to Michael Cole. Being like, pretty much, you got something to say, man? I heard your calls on Mania. You saying a whole bunch of stuff tonight. You want to talk to me? Let's go. Puts his hands on Michael Cole. Pat McAfee is like, I'm not going to have that, bro. Kind of gives him the 1-2, knocks him out of there. Pat McAfee turns around, going back to his boys that are in front row. Gunther gives the business to Pat McAfee, chokes him out for a good amount of time. Definitely selling it, making it look good. Go ahead.
Dude was turning purple.
Yeah. Well, you can see Gunther keep going in too. He kept like, it was probably, you good? Like, I'm going to keep going. Like, we're going to sell this. We're going to keep going. Like, he gave it to Pat. And good on Pat, man, for selling it. Doing a great job. They go all the way in the back. I think we can kind of see where this is going to go down the road. I feel like it's a backlash thing. And kind of Cole being like, listen, take care of this guy. If I can't talk about how I want to talk, well, what are we doing here? Gave me attitude vibes all day when they put their hands on JR or Lawler. It just gave me a lot of vibes from back in the day. But it was good to see Joe Test comes down. He does the rest of the show with Cole. You guys' thoughts on the segment as far as with Gunther kind of bringing a little more ruggedness and grit, I feel like, to the program. And now we're attacking the announcers because of what they have to say. I just feel like kind of what direction we're going to go look at for the next, like, the rest of 2025. Mike, I'll start with you.
It brings just more of that realism, kind of what we just talked about with the Karrion Kross thing, how the world has expanded. It's a little bit more real. People have real reactions to things, and where you're bringing that into the story. Because I could see Gunther being mad and Gunther overreacting because he just lost everything that he holds dear and things like that, and then he overreacted and went off the deep end there, and never in my wildest dreams, and you've known me long enough to know that I can come up with some weird booking stuff in my head, but never in my life did I have a Pat McAfee, Gunther altercation anywhere in my brain. So it's definitely different. It's definitely good to see some different iterations of these characters and different emotions coming out, and even a little unhinged moments coming out, and kind of what they said a minute ago, what the comment said, it proves how good Michael Cole is too. The way he sold that, the way he kept bringing it back up. I mean, it's just, Michael Cole is undoubtedly one of the greatest of all time, and tonight just showed a little bit more why.
Michael Cole's a national treasure. He's right along there with R-Truth, man. Protect that man at all costs. Like, you don't want yourself a heel Michael Cole. I lived through that. You don't want that, man. Don't want that smoke, man. You want to keep Michael Cole in faith. You don't want that heel Cole, man. I'm telling you.
Don't make him pull that singlet back out the closet.
No, don't do it. I don't think he'd pull it off now, but we'll see what happens. What are your thoughts as far as the Gunther angle and everything going on with Pat McAfee and Michael Cole?
I liked it because don't forget, Pat McAfee and Jey Uso were good friends. I mean, he's always on the top eating, and they got a handshake, and so does Michael Cole with him. Yeah, so I think he was just so frustrated that he took it out on Pat McAfee. And a lot of people, I was reading some comments, everyone's like, oh, did they write him off? No, I would say they would write him off if you're close to college football time, but you're not. So I think it's just to kind of set up a feud. And I think, don't forget, I if I'm not mistaken, Pat McAfee said, like, he's coming back, but then after he's done, commentating. He never said how long he was going to do it. So I don't think it was a write-off at all, because a lot of people assumed that. I just think it's a feud. It could be for a backlash, because Pat McAfee likes to be in the ring. He did it before, and he did a freaking amazing job. And I think it would be really cool. I mean, obviously, it's two different type of people, but I think it would be good to see Pat McAfee in the ring, and him and Michael Cole are good friends. And you made Michael Cole mad, and like you said, protect that man at all costs. So I could see them feuding it out.
He has given Cole 20 plus years at the commentary, man. He loves working with Pat. You can see just how happy he is when he works with Pat McAfee. I love it.
He said he brought him back to love this product again and love his job, because Michael Cole wasn't happy prior to Pat McAfee.
Nope. Cole said, he was like, you know what? I was thinking about maybe leaving. I was going to hang it up, and then he got Pat, and he was like, oh my God, I love this again. Let's do this. Like, it's awesome.
Michael hated Vince too. That was a lot of the thing, because Vince was always in his ear telling him, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't have fun.
Yeah, the words of doom you can't say on air, and all this other stuff. Like, don't call it.
After Vince McMahon was gone, Michael Cole was having the time of his damn life out there on the mic. You could tell that he felt free. It was really refreshing, actually, hearing Michael Cole on that first Raw after Vince was gone.
Dude, heel Cole with the laptop. Yo. Oh, no. The Raw general manager. What a throwback. Yes. And the glass. The coal mine. Yes.
Wow. That would be hilarious.
Just throwing back. I could just see it. Oh, man. It had the caution tape on the. Anyway. Okay. But I agree, man. I think this is going to be a backlash thing. Pat. At the end of the day, though, the college thing is like, Pat's good at it, but Pat loves doing the wrestling stuff, man. And it's just like, I can't see him leaving anytime soon, man. He loves doing it. He loves it, what he does. I mean, he does a a 10, what is it, 11 to 2 show on ESPN, fly down, whatever they're doing on Monday nights. Man, I hope never see him leaving anytime soon. But Jesse, your thoughts on as far as the Gunther segment, I should say, with all of them.
It was pretty good. I mean, if it's setting up, it's an interesting feud to have between him and Pat McAfee, but it was a good segment. I mean, all in all, Michael Cole did have a point, that they need to be able to have their opinions and not be attacked by the wrestlers for their opinions. So it'll be interesting to see what this turns into from what it is. But fucking Pat McAfee was turning purple.
I was watching for that. Gunther kept like doing the tuck in, and he was probably like, "You good? Like, give me a squeeze or something. Like, give me a nod. You good? Like, a week we keep doing this."
Mm-hmm.
Lady Alpha, Mike, it's a good friend of ours.
Yep.
Who wants to give the Pat McAfee story? Anyone want to do it?
He is
I can do it real quick.
former NFL kicker,
Punter.
punter.
For
Yes.
the Indianapolis Colts.
Yes.
Yeah, he's had a few wrestling matches in NXT, a couple in WWE, but he's not technically a former wrestler. He's had a few matches, but he was an NFL player first.
Yep. Beat Adam Cole once, then got beat. The punt is his finisher because of what he did, and then took number one stunner in WrestleMania history was from was Pat McAfee apparently.
The worst one.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then we get the Dom Mysterio. His first defense as IC champion, the cheers. That's funny. I didn't hear a lot of boos today when he came out. The cheers for Dirty Dom as IC champion going against Penta.
Mm-hmm.
Great match. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Obviously, he has the belt now. He has made leaps and bounds in that ring. The mic's okay, but wrestling-wise, Dom has been so much better. So good. Definitely put in the work, doing a great job. Finn kind of being hesitant, helping where he needs to. We get the return. JD McDonough is back, baby. Comes back, pushes Penta down. Ray gets the 619. Boom, baby. 1, 2, 3. Dom, day one, his first title defense, gets a win. My telling thing of all of this was everyone going down the ramp. Here comes the rest of Judgment Day. Everyone's yay, we're a family. And Finn's like, yeah, cool. What the hell is going on? What are you guys doing? So just playing into, I think we all know what's going to happen in a couple weeks. But yeah, it's one big happy family. Liv's got gold. Raquel's got gold. Finn's like, that's great. Cool. It's a family reunion you don't want to go to. Like, yeah, I'm here. Shit. Yeah, hi. But your thoughts on the match? JD McDonough coming back and kind of, I think, what's going to go on with Finn and Dom in the next coming weeks leading the Backlash. Jesse, I'll start with you.
I was interesting to see Penta take the pin. I thought it was going to be a disqualification, and they weren't going to give Penta his first pin loss. But I was really surprised that happened, especially to Dom. But it was a good match. Dom has definitely come leaps and bounds. He's improved. He's worked on his skills. He's good. But I did notice that at the end, Finn, JD's like, they all have belts. We don't have any belts. Like, Finn's just like, looking at him like, what the hell, dude? Like, why you gotta rub that in, But I definitely think this is setting up for Finn and Dom at Backlash.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a match too, man. Those two guys can go. I'm excited to see. That's what I mean. Like, they give it to him, and now like he's ready to go, so he can hang in the ring with Finn because Finn is amazing between those ropes. So you definitely want to make sure Dom's ready to go for that. Mike, your thoughts?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the fact that was his first defense. And I told you guys last night, I was watching the pre-show as we were doing our, kind of WrestleMania recap. When he came on the pre-show set, they were singing the same thing they were singing tonight. The
post show.
Yeah, I mentioned it. Yeah, they were singing that last night. There were thousands of people out there singing it, and it's crazy how it's kind of turned. He's had a couple of moments here or there where they would kind of cheer him a little bit, but not really. But it's like all of a sudden, it's like it's almost like we're in an alternate universe, and like all the heels are getting cheered. You had Becky when she turned on Lyra yelling one more time to give her another manhandle slam. You had, Rusev taking out Alpha Academy and everybody cheering, and Seth Rollins getting cheered when he's going, and John Cena getting cheered on Cody Rhodes, and it's like what in the world?
It's bizarre. It's Bizarro world.
Exactly. It's like we're in some alternate
right.
universe. But I mean, the most telling part, like you said, was at the end, not the fact that they just didn't all come down as a family, but you could tell the way JD and Finn reacted to each other. Finn acted like he didn't know JD was going to be there.
Yeah.
Nope.
Like he wasn't part of that plan. Yeah. And this whole thing has been listen to Finn and we win. Exactly. That nobody's listening to Finn anymore. So it's, you called, wait, and JD, you came back with, you didn't tell me. I'm supposed to be your guy. I'm supposed to be your best friend. I'm the one that brought you into this. And now you didn't tell me you were coming back. So yeah, that's a very interesting way to do it. Are they going to turn the entire Judgment Day face with just as a Finn heel? So I don't know, man. It's a little crazy, bizarro world, but I liked it, and I like the uncertainty of where it's going to go.
I agree with all of that, and not to take anything from what Mona said, but she's right though. It's like this is what we've wanted. Like you want to take the shots on things. You're like, man, Judgment Day sucks. It's the same stuff over and over. Here you go. It's on a plate. It's like what we're doing, and people are like, "Oh well, like what? This is what you wanted. This is what we're doing. Look at it. It's weird. You don't know what's going on in the whole thing." But yeah, it was cool to see, man, and just the look on. He literally had a look of like, "What? What are we doing here? What is this?" Brody, your thoughts? Go ahead.
Oh, did you want to? Okay. No, I think honestly, like you said, I think Finn, the Judgment Day's got to change. Something's got to change.
Yes.
I know you had Rhea and Damien, and it was doing so well, and then obviously things shifted. But I'm kind of like, okay, disinterested with the Judgment Day right now because I love like how it's spicy between him and Liv, and you got Raquel up, and you got Carlito making his funny jokes on the side. But I just feel like a change needs to happen, and they're given that change, and I hope everybody embraces the fact that it is Finn, because Finn as an individual just kills it, and even a demon of Finn Balor. Like, if I could get that back, I would be absolutely entertained. Like everybody said, I think it's setting up for Backlash, and I'd like to see the Judgment Day change. Like, I'd like to see finally some sort of drama come about them, because I'm not saying it's getting old, but it would be nice to see a different shift in that faction, because it's definitely Finn's out. He does not. Yeah, at the end I was crying. He's like, I'm not gonna cheer. Then he's like, all right, I'll just put my hands.
He literally was like, yeah, what are we doing? Like,
what are we doing? Yeah, he's like, are we supposed to do this? So yeah, but by the way, Dom got a bigger pop than anybody did when he won at WrestleMania. Even bigger than Jay's.
My man ran back down. He's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going back to enjoy this. He ran back down to take it in more in that ring. That was amazing to see when he did that. Awesome.
Did you see the picture circulating today of Finn kind of standing to the side doing like this as Dom's running back down?
Oh, he's on the ring. Yeah, he's like,
it's just still shot, and Finn's just like, the hell? And you see, and Dom's like in the middle of running right past him. It's hilarious.
I loved it though. I'm so glad he actually like broke his character and ran back in just to soak that moment all in, because you don't get it that many times.
Yep.
Chicken tendies for everybody, baby. Let's go. I do feel like, to your point too, Mona, I think this is going to be something where if Finn, let's say, it's got to be quick, because Backlash is quick. Backlash is always weird to me because it's a quick turnaround. So whatever you're going to do, you need to like turn that switch quick. So I feel like next week is where you're going to see kind of something happen. I feel like it might be maybe he loses at Backlash. Kind of everyone keeps kicking his ass over for Judgment Day, and that's when he's like, you know what? And here comes a demon. Now he needs to bring that alter ego out. He needs the extra little to help him out against everybody else. But yeah, Backlash is always weird to me because I'm like, you got to do it so fast, like a week or two after, and turn it. But it'll be interesting to see. So I'm excited for that. And Finn as a demon, again, wallet, all my money.
Here for that.
Take all of it, please. It's been too long. The last match you had didn't make any sense to me. That's not the way it needs to go out. You need to have him come out and have a great match. So please, all ATM, the AMAX, take it all, please. Just please bring the demon back.
Yeah.
So with that being said, come to the main event. I want to walk through this slowly because I want to talk about this. It's a big, big deal. I think all of us can recognize kind of what we just saw, what we just realized what's going to happen in the next 4 to 6, maybe 8 months. Seth Rollins makes his way down to the ring. Obviously, with Paul Heyman made his choice over at WrestleMania in the Triple Threat. He's now the wise man for Seth Rollins. We guess Seth Rollins is the new Paul Heyman guy, so we think. They come down to the ring. Seth is talking, visionary, revolutionary, doesn't really get it all out. Here comes CM Punk. He comes down. Seth takes care of him. Punk tries to get his hands on him. Seth takes care of it. You're like, okay, all set. They're good. Here comes Roman. Roman comes down. About to put it on Paul. We get a hooded man taking out Roman. Braun Breaker. I think we've have said that he's a great Paul Heyman candidate. Braun Breaker then spears Roman. Here comes Punk. Nope. He gets that. Braun is now the shield for Seth Rollins. Built by one Paul Heyman. Why is it? There's 3 of us now. Okay. Jesse will be back. Okay. So this is huge. Huge for Braun. Me and Mike talked about it last night, as Jesse did as well, and Matt too. We talked about what's next for Braun, right? What's going to happen? We get heavyweight championship. What are we going to do? He's obviously going to be right in the main event. We all knew. I mean, there was a time, I think, what was it, maybe 5 months ago? It might be longer. Everything's so skewed when it comes to like the Heyman stuff and the bloodline. But he was like, Roman has given me the authority to be the advocate for Braun Breaker. I forgot when this happened. It was down the road. It was way back. Now we get it. Braun Breaker is a Paul Heyman guy. He is the shield for Seth Rollins as they embrace Seth doing his stuff, the whole 9. All 3 of them raising their hands in the middle of the ring. Moving forward, 2025 is looking very, very interesting for the undisputed, undeniable Seth freaking Rollins, having himself a Paul Heyman wise man and a shield of Braun Breaker. Thoughts of the entire thing and what's looking like is what the future looks like moving into the rest of the year. Jesse, I'll start with you.
I love it. That last segment was cinema. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. Braun Breaker, the effect that he's going to have on this group is just, it's definitely changes the dynamic of the group 100%, because Braun Breaker is going to just come in and wreck shop. So I love that addition of Braun Breaker to the mix.
Awesome. No, I agree. It was just like, it was one of those things I was like, oh my God, I was like, who's the Braun Breaker? Get out of here, man. Come on. Like, this is too good. Too damn good. Mike, your thoughts, man. How did you think it all went down? And what are you so much excited for to see what's going to happen down the road?
I'm excited for the opportunity for Braun Breaker. I mean, we've talked about it. He's the future of the business. I mean, having him inserted with these main event players and Paul Heyman, it just solidifies that he 100% has that rocket strap really tied tightly to his back.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nowhere he can't go. The only negative I would put to it, and it's not really even a negative, it's just kind of like, we talked earlier about where they brought Rusev in. This would have been a perfect way to bring Rusev in too, and have him as that kind of heavy right there.
Yeah.
Instead of just the weird spot for Rusev, but beyond that, I'm happy Braun Breaker's in that spot. I'm glad that they're going to push him to the moon with all these main event. I mean, obviously, I'm guessing we're probably getting a tag team at Backlash, Seth and Braun against Roman and CM Punk would be what I would think the first match would be. But down the line, I mean, that's going to be an amazing program, and it gives Braun, not that he necessarily needs help on the mic because he's decent at a promo, but having Paul Heyman there is definitely going to elevate him to where he can do most of the talking, and Braun Breaker can just be the freak athlete and destroyer that he can be.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those cool things too. It's almost like Braun. Obviously, he knows a lot. The lineage of a Steiner is amazing. His uncle, his father, but to be under that learning tree of a Seth Rollins, of a Paul Heyman, just you can't measure what Paul knows, what's in that brain of Paul Heyman, and obviously Seth Rollins as well too. But it's just, the rocket is. It's there. It's an Elon Musk rocket, man. We're going up to the moon. Mona, your thoughts on everything that transpired at the end of Raw?
Yeah, and I agree, with, Braun Breaker being the future of this company and being under the wing of Seth and the mastermind Paul Heyman. He's going to they're going to set him up for a lot of success. I'm also a little bit of mixed emotions just to see Paul Heyman turning his back on Roman, because I really enjoyed him being the rise man and just everything about that. And it makes me more of an emotional, from an emotional standpoint, because Roman's almost done. He's at the end, and he said that he's almost done. So it kind of is like, man, do I wish we went back to the Bloodline days where you had the Usos, you had Paul Heyman, you had Sol Sokoa all together, and then now you just see Roman all by himself. So yes, you could take it to Backlash and have, tag team match, but what do you do with the tribal chief, the man that is like the top dog, and now all of a sudden he's all by himself? His family is doing their own thing and they're successful, which off the books, I know Roman wanted that for them, especially with Jacob Fatu winning. But it's kind of like, man, like, I just hope that his, whatever he has left, because his contract is up and he said he's only got 1 to 2 more years after that. I hope that they still continue to keep him elevated, and unless he's just tired and wants to kind of be kind of shadowed away and just kind of finish his last 2 years here and there. So I'm mixed about the emotion, about the whole thing.
I was gonna do something this week as far as the Roman Reigns situation, I guess you can call it, or I'm sure there's a different word for it, but it's weird because it's funny. Cody called this 2 years ago. It's you're a Roman with no Reigns, a chief with no tribe, and now we get to see Roman Reigns, everything stripped away, just the OTC, just himself. Nothing, no wise man. And again, that's the funny thing about it. Everyone else is doing so well now. Jacob is a champion. Jay is world heavyweight champion. And he's over here fighting for scraps. Just lost everything in a match. And now he's got a heavy with the guys he's trying to take out. And he's like, man, I got no one with me. It's so weird to see how it's going to go down. I think there's going to be some kind of, again, what you said too, his quote was in Vanity Fair was, in 2 years, you didn't see me doing a less physical form of entertainment. I mean, the man, you can't have a man hold a belt for over 1,200 days and not be tired. The man he's got a full family at home. He's tired, man. The man's like, I need a break. But I think you're going to see an opus. I would like to see him maybe a champion one more time to have some kind of run by himself, like on my own. I didn't need anybody else. I did this me. I did it. Roman Reigns, I did this. I would like to see that before he kind of hangs it up. But I can imagine, like you said, he's tired. The man is. I gave everything I can. There's nothing else I can do. I did it all in such a short amount of time. And the bloodline, he solidified a bloodline storyline. It's going to go for years and years. That's why we all saw Jay, we saw Jimmy, we saw Sammy. We go, there's history there. Why? Roman Reigns. Bloodline. There's so much stuff for years that we're just going to be peeling back the layers of the onions of like, oh wait, I remember when this happened back in the day when they were together and they did things like. So I agree with that. I just hope that they'll do Roman right. I mean, Roman's like, he kind of has some stroke. He'll be like, listen, I kind of want to do this, and then I'm going to kind of bow out gracefully and do some stuff. But I agree. I just really hope they take care of Roman and keep him in that level of, not just tag matches or stuff like, or getting squash matches or just kind of donkeying up L's to Seth or something like that. So I really hope they take care of him, but I'm sure they will.
Well, I'm hoping long term too that maybe you kind of get a reformation. Obviously, we've all talked about Solo and Jacob falling out, and Jacob kind of going on his own. Now that he's a champion, you've got Jay as the champion. Maybe he tries to reform a new form of the bloodline with Jay, Jimmy, and a Jacob. Instead of Solo there. And then that kind of goes, depending on who Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins keep adding to their group, that you kind of have a group warfare later on down the line, maybe later this year at another War Games. Even next year or something like that. And then you get Jacob and Jay and Jimmy and maybe, anybody else that may join in, Sammy as well, against like a Solo, Tama Tonga, Seth Rollins, kind of what we thought we should have got last year, with Seth Rollins being inserted in that storyline instead of CM Punk. So long term, I'd like to see them do something like that, but just more immediately, I mean, it's very interesting.
My only thought is that I'm not as well versed with all of the Samoans that are signed. There's 3 of them. I apologize for not being more educated and knowing them. Matt Trigger, when he's on, he knows all of them. I feel like you just hit the nail on the head. As soon as all this started happening, I went, wait, Roman's over on SmackDown. Seth is on Raw. They're going to start building up the Rollins team with Heyman, and Roman's going to be like, okay, well, check this out. He's going to bring in usher in the new era of some more of some of the underlings coming in that have been signed. There's a couple that are signed, kind of sitting on the sidelines. Kind of maybe Roman being like, I got something for you, and it's more of a surprise than bringing these guys in, showcasing them at a War Games in San Diego. It was just announced today. I think that might be a thing to do. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, the War Games is definitely a big thing for me. I think like a lot of the guys, there's a couple of people that are signed that haven't debuted yet and waiting. I think this might be the storyline they've been waiting for. So that makes a lot of sense to me as far as War Games. Another Uso. Is there another Uso?
I don't know that they just signed one. But
Was it
you've got Zilla,
Yokozuna's grandson or son? I believe was
I hadn't
signed.
heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
There's so many. And I mean that respectfully. I don't mean that in a bad way or like being funny. Like
Yeah.
there's so many like wow. Like it's a lot. But yeah, I think the War Games might be the end game here. Go ahead, Mike.
No, it's she said there is a Lance and a Y. I didn't see that he had gotten signed already.
There's a Lance and is it? I don't want to mispronounce it and be an idiot because if Stampy's still in here, he's going to correct me. Is it Zulu or is it a?
There's Zilla.
Zilla
Fatu.
Zilla's signed. Lance is signed. Yep.
No, Zilla's not signed. Zilla's on the independents. He's wresling for
Zilla's
Reality of Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's one that's again. I saw him.
Hikuleo is signed, but Hikuleo has not debuted. He was in New Japan with Tama Tonga and Tongaloa.
Okay.
But he hasn't debuted. He's one of the ones that has been signed that hasn't debuted. That's been signed for a while. That they've rumored to go to NXT, but haven't debuted him, anything like that. Which I guess after WrestleMania may be a good time to do something like that. But he's the only one that I know that's signed is Hikuleo that hasn't made some sort of an appearance yet. I didn't know if they had signed Lance, but he's been out on the Indies. I know he's out there. I didn't know that was Rikishi's grandson, but I do know of a Lance and a Y.
Okay, awesome. And I'm apparently a very bad host. I did not know Vinny was in the space. So I'm going to bring my boy Vinny here. Sons of Squared Circle. Vinny, how's it going, man? I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. I posted in the private chat that I was literally just watching, and I would come in if you wanted me to. I did watch Raw with the volume down because I was streaming myself for all the soap stuff. But
so real quick, Vinny, I know, just not to obviously rehash the entire card and everything like that.
No.
I know we talked a little bit. We were pretty passionate as far as like Braun Breaker, and you had some opinions about him last night. Your thoughts on the Braun Breaker angle and him aligning himself with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman?
Well, I'm wearing the shirt of the wise man because I after sleeping on it, and I posted this earlier, I have a very different viewpoint of WrestleMania, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Because story-wise, it hit on every cylinder. And you know what? I may not be a huge Seth Rollins fan, but the idea of Braun working with Heyman and Seth, it works on all cylinders for me. And I popped because I said last night that Braun's going to the world title picture, and having him with Heyman and Seth and Punk and Roman, that puts him in that scene, and he's going to be headlining WrestleMania in the next 1 to 2 years. I could see Braun Breaker against Jacob Fatu headlining WrestleMania either next year or the year after.
Not a bad match at all. I like that. So obviously, Raw was great. I think this is an awesome Raw after Mania. It checked all the boxes for me. Right amount of people coming out. Definitely continuing a lot of storylines that happened from last night. Some heel turns, things like that. So I was excited for it. Before we get out of here, kind of a little prelude. What are you guys excited for as far as SmackDown? I know there's a debut that is planned. I think we all kind of know who that is. Obviously, Cena is going to be on Friday night. What are your thoughts, and what are you kind of looking for when Friday night rolls around on SmackDown? Mike, I'll start with you.
3 letters. TLC.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be a great match. That match is gonna slap, man. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good. Jesse, what are you looking for on Friday night?
Cena and Orton.
I can't wait to see the promo that Orton is gonna cut on Friday night is gonna be generational. He's gonna go all the way back. He's gonna pull it back all the way when they fought back in the day, and pull it all the way to the. Oh man, it's Orton. It's gonna be so
Orton. Yeah, that's what
so
I'm most looking forward to on SmackDown.
Oh God, this would be such a great promo. Vinny, what are your thoughts on Friday night, man? What are you looking to see? What do you want to see?
I'm just looking for the fallout of WrestleMania on, with Cena and Orton today. I loved the RKO. I just glanced over at my laptop and saw Orton come out, and like, okay, that makes perfect sense to have him. Yeah, exactly. And now we can say RKO, the TNA champion and WWE champion, within 24 hours. But either way, you know what? The TLC match is going to be fantastic for the tag titles.
Yep.
And looking to see Aleister Black come back. I think that's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I think, me and Jesse have beat it to death because obviously me and Jesse do AEW on Wednesday nights. And I'm praying to take a great hybrid of what he was from here and what they did in AEW, put that together, what he hit with him now.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome entrance, man. I'm not looking for the 15-minute Undertaker entrance. I'm not, but I definitely want something to be like, definitely makes sense. And I'm sure Aleister has a little pull right now when he comes back. He was like, listen, this is what I want. And they're like, okay, yeah, no problem. Of course. Yeah, whatever you want, Joe. That's fine. Whatever you want. Last but not least, Mona, what are you looking for on Friday night when SmackDown rolls around? What are you looking to see? What are you hoping for?
I think SmackDown's going to definitely blow Raw out of the water. Like you said, Randy is going to cut a solid promo. He's going to pull receipts. And everybody wanted to see that as the final match, and we're probably going to get it way before his final match for John Cena. The TLC is definitely going to be amazing. I love when they do those type of matches. I miss when they used to do pay-per-views back in the day for TLC. They were the best. And then just to see where Cody obviously is going to go from here. So if I shed a few tears, don't come at me because it's probably going to be emotional.
We all have feelings. It's what we're here for.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Like I said, man, Cody, I think take a minute, kind of lean back a little bit, and I think come back a little rugged. Do I want to see some black hair, Cody? I'm here for it. It won't happen, but I want to see it, maybe. But yeah, awesome, man, guys. Raw was awesome, and SmackDown's going to be great. WrestleMania was amazing. I think we all could agree. Say what you want, read what you want on the internet. I think 41 delivered a lot of spaces and checked a lot of boxes for a lot of things. And overall, I think it was a really good match. I'm sorry, a great pay-per-view with a lot of great matches. But with that being said, I appreciate all of you taking the time to join me for a little bit here talking about the Raw after Mania. Before we get out of here, for those of you that don't know, let me just go around the room for where we can find everyone. Vinny, let me start with you. Where can we find it in the socials?
On Twitter and Facebook at Vinny Suds. At Suds Media on Twitter as well for the network. Suds-media.com is the place to find it all. And I'll be starting my blog up again on pettyprattle.com. In terms of combining a lot of the similarities between wrestling and soap operas.
Awesome. Kind of one and the same, a little bit. Mike, where can everyone find you aside from here and on Thursday nights? Where can we find it on the socials, man?
You see it down there by my shoulder at _Big Mike 27 on pretty much all socials. On the Run Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, as you mentioned, every Thursday night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern on the Run Wrestling Podcast with my co-host Sped. We've got some special guests talking about WrestleMania from a few different perspectives. We've got Brian, who was on our prediction show from a more diehard wrestling fan, and just excited to see his takes. He was in the comments, so we heard a little bit. But yeah, just excited to get into the WrestleMania fallout with Sped and all that, and unfortunately hear about how much he loves Dom. So I guess I can join in now since I've become more of a Dom fan over the past couple of days. So
you're going to that's it. You're with Sped now. Like you guys are pro Dom over there in your show now. Like you guys. I
don't know that I'll ever be that far.
I don't know, man.
With Dom, like I like.
You guys gonna start growing out mustaches now. You guys gonna start growing them out like.
Yeah, it's not like where I'm going to get mad at Liv because I'm jealous of her, like Sped maybe, but I definitely have a lot more respect for him than I did.
If Sped could do a Freaky Friday with anybody, if he could do Sped Rock and do a Freaky Friday, we would live. If we would live more. Oh man, Jesse B, where can we find you on the socials?
You can find me at Jess Skywalker 10. You can find me on YouTube at The Lowdown with Princess Skywalker and John Anthony every Wednesday at 10:15 Eastern Time. And here on Mondays and Fridays with you.
Beautiful, awesome. Last,
Had to make sure I was
certainly
down
not
here.
least,
Good point.
we're gonna do that too. We're gonna do that. No, let the guest of honor talk. Hold on, wait.
Well, I usually do it for Jess. I usually do it for Jess too.
You do. No, you're right. You
remind
do
her.
because she glitches, so you gotta like do the
Glitch.
thing. Yeah. But again, obviously, you got the regular the Four Stooges here talking about wrestling and stuff. Mona, I appreciate you jumping in and joining us. I know you're obviously very busy, very passionate. I appreciate you joining us. Where can we find you on the socials?
Thank you. I really want to thank you for having me on. I'm glad we made that happen today. You can find me pretty much across all my socials at the One Mona. Sometimes there's an extra added A at the end, like X and Instagram, but it's typically at the One Mona across all of social media.
Awesome. And like Mike was saying, like, comment, subscribe, do the thing, ring the bell. Obviously, tonight we're talking about Monday. Tomorrow's NXT. Wednesday, we're talking AEW. TNA has Rebellion coming up this weekend. And obviously, Friday night, we're going to be talking about the Mania, SmackDown after Mania. So a lot of stuff going on in Rebellions this weekend as well. So a bunch of can't miss stuff. So definitely ring the bell. Don't miss us. So with that being said, guys, for Vinny, for Mike, for Jesse, and obviously for Mona, I'm John Anthony, guys. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing WrestleMania weekend. Monday was awesome. Tuesday's going to be great. Friday's going to be better. So just stay tuned. It's going to get even better, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Bye.
Deuces.
Bye.